During the premiere episode on NBC, fans watched Reba McEntire, Snoop Dogg, Gwen Stefani, and Michael Bublé look for potential competitors to participate on their teams. The first round of blind auditions featured country singer Kendall Eugene vying for a spot with a cover of Morgan Wallen's "Don't Think Jesus." Although the coaches didn't initially turn around during the performance, Reba surprised everyone when she revealed a brand new twist not even Kendall saw coming. She announced a new feature called a coach replay button, allowing him to tearfully become a member of her team. "I don't understand why I did not turn around," Reba told Kendall in a clip posted on YouTube. "We've got this new thing this year that is a coach replay button. I'm gonna use mine." When folks realized The Voice implemented something new to up the coaches' game, they couldn't stop raving about how much they loved the idea of it. The coach replay is a nice touch. I feel many people don't get a chair turn when they deserved it, so I hope this stays for future seasons. One person wrote in the comments, "Oh, thank God for the replay back button. Yes to Reba for pressing the button. He sure does have a good voice. He will do great on Reba's team. Let's go." Another declared, "Whoever came up with the replay button needs a raise." A different viewer added, "So what exactly is the coach replay button, and how does it affect the rest of The Voice Season 26? NBC Insider writes the purpose of the rule is for the coaches to be able to get an artist even if they initially didn't turn their chairs around for the musician. But there are some caveats to the change. As the coaches took their famous seats, the stage was set for an exhilarating new season of The Voice, and there was a buzz of expectation in the air. Among them was the great Reba McEntire, who, in her first season as a full-time coach, had already demonstrated that she was a formidable opponent with formidable abilities. But it wasn't just her keen eye for talent and friendly mentoring approach that got everyone talking. It was also the daring new rule modification that she presented, which promised to shake up the competition in a way that had never been seen before. This novel twist, which was given the name Second Chance Steal, provided evicted candidates with a chance at redemption that they had never had before. It was customary for a contestant's journey to come to an end once they were ousted from their team during the battles or knockouts, unless another coach used their one-time steal to save them. On the other hand, Reba's decision to tweak the rules brought an intriguing new dimension of strategy and drama to the show. Every coach would now have the opportunity to perform a second chance steal, which would allow them to bring back an artist who had been eliminated for one more chance at performing live. During the first battle round of the season, Reba revealed the rule, putting her signature charm and humor on full show. She addressed the participants as well as the crowd and said, "Here's the thing about life and music. When you feel like you've exhausted all of your options, you may find that you provide your greatest performance. This season is going to be all about giving everyone a second opportunity, which is something that we are going to do." As a result of her announcement, the contenders were filled with renewed hope and excitement, and they applauded enthusiastically. Almost immediately, the second chance steal had an effect on the situation. A teenage vocalist called Callie James, who had been nearly defeated in a breathtaking duet, was the target of Reba's steal during the second week of battles. Callie James had been knocked out of the competition. Despite the fact that Callie's performance of Whitney Houston's "I Have Nothing" had brought the house down, her opponent had managed to pull off a victory by the narrowest of margins. Reba said, "You were too good to let go," as she pressed her button in an attempt to save Callie. "There is something truly remarkable about you, and I am not yet prepared to part ways with you." The crowd erupted in cheers as Callie, overcome with emotion, joined Team Reba, her dream being rekindled. As soon as they saw what was happening, the other coaches quickly followed suit and used their second chance steals to save individuals whom they deemed deserved again. An emotionally moving singer-songwriter whose original song had brought Gwen Stefani to tears was rescued by Gwen Stefani. In a very fought battle, Niall Horan brought back a powerful duet whose harmonies had captivated the audience. However, they were ultimately defeated by more talented competitors. It was during Blake Shelton's final season that he decided to use his steal on a country crooner whose raw and emotional performance had left an indelible impression on their audience. Additionally, the new rule introduced an element of unpredictability and increased the stakes for athletes competing in the competition. For the singers, each performance became even more important since they were aware that even if they were unsuccessful, their trip might not be ended. It encouraged them to take greater risks, to delve more deeply into their feelings, and to deliver performances that had the potential to convince not only their own coach, but all four of them. As the candidates realized that a loss did not necessarily mark the end of the competition, the camaraderie among them grew stronger behind the scenes. Javier Cruz, a soulful balladeer who was saved by Gwen, stated, "It's like we're all rooting for each other, even when we're competing." Gwen was the one who saved Javier Cruz. This second chance not only gives us hope, but it also serves as a reminder of the reason we are here, to share our music and to develop as artists. Even the audience was enthralled by the unexpected turn of events. The social media platforms were flooded with fans who speculated on which participants would be saved and debated the reasoning behind the decisions made by each coach. A fan tweeted, "Reba's second chance steal is genius," referring to the steal. One could say that it is similar to the Hunger Games of music, but with more heart and less arrows. Throughout the course of the season, the second chance steal gradually brought to light its more profound function. It was not only about giving participants who had been eliminated another opportunity, rather, it was about getting better and growing. During the knockouts, Reba utilized her second theft to save a singer called Marcus Reed, who had fallen while performing. This is one of the most dramatic cases that occurred during the competition. The coaches were blown away by Marcus's heartfelt version of "A Change Is Gonna Come," which helped him establish himself as a frontrunner shortly after his arrival. However, he was unable to perform well during the knockouts because his anxieties got the best of him. Reba told him, "I've been there," after she had saved him previously. "In every single one of us, there are times when we don't quite hit the mark. What is important is how you recover from setbacks. Marcus, I have faith in you, and I want to take pleasure in watching you shine." She was rewarded for her trust in Marcus. During the subsequent round, he gave a performance of Purple Rain that was so impressive that it took the audience to their feet and cemented his position as a fan favorite. Reba said with pride, "That is exactly what a second chance is all about," as Marcus basked in the positive reception he received. The second chance steal was also responsible for the formation of unanticipated partnerships between the coaches. As they competed for the same artists, Reba and Niall Horan found themselves working together to show their support for contenders in whom they shared the same belief. They frequently smiled at each other and engaged in friendly banter with one another. Gwen and Blake's amicable competition took on a new dimension when they attempted to outmaneuver each other in their strategic use of the steal. This was a new dimension for their friendly rivalry. It was not only the second chance steal that had changed the competition by the time the live shows arrived, but it had also enhanced the emotional resonance of the season. Participants who had been spared from elimination returned to the stage with a newfound sense of motivation, their performances imbued with feelings of appreciation and enthusiasm. After having the opportunity to observe their travels, the audience felt more invested than they ever had before, and they cheered them on with unwavering support. In the penultimate episode of the season, two participants who had been saved by the second chance steal, Kelly James and Marcus Reed, made it to the final four. The power of Reba's rule change was demonstrated by the profound resonance that their stories of overcoming adversity and finding salvation had. The moment that Marcus was finally declared the victor, his victory felt like a victory not only for him, but for everyone who had ever been confronted with obstacles and had the courage to persevere through difficulty. During the time that Reba was embracing her champion and the confetti was falling from the sky, she reflected on the consequences of her courageous choice. During an interview that took place after the concert, she stated, "Life does not always give you a second chance. Nevertheless, when it does, you have to seize it with both hands and make the most of the opportunity." That was the driving force behind this season, and I couldn't be more proud of each and every one of these artists. As a result of Reba McEntire's second chance steal, the 26th season of The Voice would be remembered as a significant turning point in the show's history. It was a season filled with peril, redemption, and performances that will live long in the memory. It was a demonstration of the force that comes from believing in the possibility of something higher.